There's big gay news, and for the first time this year, it's not depressing. Joe Biden just signed an executive order on advancing equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex individuals. I'm going to give you a breakdown on what it covers. This executive order is aimed to combat the, quote, unrelenting state and legislative level attacks on LGBTQIA+ children and families in particular. Firstly, within the next 200 days, the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services will release policies and suggestions for how to best maintain and expand healthcare access for LGBTQ individuals. Likewise, within the next 200 days, the Secretary of Education will release sample policy outlining how to best support the well-being and educational integrity of LGBTQIA students. These two parts of the executive order were specifically meant to target the anti-LGBTQ legislation that has plagued the country this year. The Department of Health and Human Services will create an initiative to reduce the exposure to harmful so-called conversion therapy for LGBTQ youth. Furthermore, the Federal Trade Commission has been ordered to review whether or not conversion therapy constitutes an unfair or deceptive practice and issue warnings accordingly. Section 4 expands family counseling and affirms queer youth as a U.S. health top priority. Section 5 seeks to address the disparities queer youth face in the juvenile detention system. Section 6 orders a review of the policies of federal programs and benefits in order to bolster LGBTQIA utilization of these programs. Section 7 seeks to address the healthcare disparities LGBTQIA individuals face, including suicide prevention, drug abuse treatment, and mental health care. Section 8 creates a working group of queer children and families under the Secretary of Education. Section 9 seeks to address the unhoused queer population and creates a working group under the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. And Section 10 seeks to support queer adults. I'm not a huge fan of Biden, but this is a ginormous win. Democrats suck too, and yes, there's so much more that could be done, but so many of our lives were just saved. I never want to hear that your vote doesn't matter again. I never want to hear that the two parties are exactly the same again, because this never would have happened under a Republican. Happy Pride!